What's going on there, guys? We back with another one, and we got some news coming out of Colorado. These players are talking about their experience under Coach Prime, and we all know that when you have mass transfers, it's not pretty. And Coach Prime came in saying that he's going to change the roster around. This is some of the things that the players were saying. Okay, so you have one kid named Jeremy Mack Jr. that's transferring out. He says, Coach Prime just told me up front, we have plans to go another way. You competed, you did everything we wanted you to this spring, and you fought. And he said that was his first time actually meeting with Coach Prime since he got there, which is crazy. I thought, each player would have had an individual meeting by now. And then you had another offensive lineman that's leaving by the name of Travis Gray. He said, I'm not sure he knew the names of half the kids he got rid of. He was worried about who he brought in. If you were on the 1-11 team, it seemed like he didn't really care about us at all. He already said he was going to get rid of 25, 30 of us. And that's exactly what he did. There's another kid online, and I'm going to post this. He has offers from Miami of Ohio and Coastal Carolina after announcing his transfer from Colorado. Problem is, he didn't appear in any of the games on the 1-11 team last year, and they won't release his footage for the spring for him to find a new home. So what he's saying is he's going to have to now rely on his high school footage to get offers. And my advice to him would probably be to take one of those offers at the schools you got before they all fill up, because this is kind of a disastrous situation for him. We're going to look back on what Coach Prime was saying since he arrived, and I'm going to give you my breakdown on this whole situation.
That's what spring is for. Now we could assess the talent and make the proper adjustments from the portal shortly thereafter. And I love that because there's going to be a lot of talent in the portal shortly thereafter to garnish. Change has to be provoked, and that's why we're here. If it was great, I wouldn't be here. We just got to find the type of kids that are who we are, and we will, expeditiously. But I don't want them to get misguided, because what you see is not what you're going to see. You heard that? What you see is not what you're going to see, okay? And that's a loaded response. You all know that we're going to move on from some of the team members, and we're gonna reload and get some kids that we really identify with. So this process is gonna be quick, it's gonna be fast, but we're gonna get it done. The team that we're playing with now is not the team that we're gonna play with in Texas the first game. Do I need to say any more?
Wow, man. So we have receipts of Coach Prime saying that they would not take that roster as is until his first game in Texas the first week of the season. And he's been consistent, I will say, about making an overhaul. I think when he first got the job and he came in and told the kids to go to the portal, I think every kid there should have been running out, specifically on a 1-11 team. Now, had this team been, 10-2 or something like that, I could see where some of the guys would think they would still be competing for a spot. However, that's not how it went, and Coach Prime came in giving you the real. Sometimes you have a coach come in beating behind the bush, and then you end up wasting another year of eligibility, clueless to what's about to transpire, but he didn't do that. Now, I do feel like this is nasty to the kids, and this is why I'm happy that kids are able to transfer. Yeah, it's tough to up and move where you done set up, you got your classes and everything, you're in your curriculum. Now you got to go find another school where the credits transfer just right, and make sure they have the major you're already in. It's a lot of little stuff, but you're able to transfer and compete the very next year. And so now is the time, I would say, young men, when you're recruited, maintain a rapport with the coaches. You know how you see on signing day, sometimes some of the kids fake like they're gonna put on one hat, they'll fake like they're gonna put on another one, then they'll put on the one where the school that they chose. Now is not the time to do that, because you're able to transfer out, and you may need that coach again down the line if things, you could have a coaching change where you choose to go. You could have someone just outplay you and take all the time that you were promised as a recruit from you for 4 years, and that other coach may still accept you back, and then you're gonna have to overcome the hurdle of them bringing you back, but then going with somebody else because somebody else chose them the first time instead of feeling like they the second option. So a lot of times I think it's good for kids to transfer to schools that wasn't even recruiting them in the first place, because this is an ego thing, even with the coaches. Coach Prime, he's going to bring in all of his guys out the portal. He's always saying the portal's open, I'm going to do this. He's just right in front of your face with it. Now, this has happened to a lot of kids. Personally, I know a lot of young men. I call them kids because they kids to me, but young men, when they get on campus, coaches lie to them. And I know a lot about basketball, so I've seen it happen anywhere from HBCUs to Power Fives. They get these kids on campus. They talk all kinds of crazy stuff to them. Well, I guess it's not really strange, but Coach Prime is getting a lot of press just the way he does things. But you have these coaches employing these type of tactics, forcing you out the door all the time. I mean, a scholarship agreement is only for 1 year. I don't know how many people know that. You just assume when a kid's recruited, he's going to be there for 4 years. Sometimes transfers are schools informing you that your scholarship will not be renewed for the next season. So these guys have to find another school. It's not that they just want to transfer. They have these come to Jesus meetings with these kids, and they push them out the door for the kids they want to fill that spot, especially after an underwhelming season or what they feel like is too many disciplinary type issues going on with the kid. So I don't know, man. Y'all think Coach Prime was wrong for this? I went all the way back to February, and he's kind of been saying the same thing, to be honest with you. And it would have alarmed me if I was a kid that hadn't had a meeting with him or anything like that. I would have got out of Dodge as fast as possible. Now, the young man that can't get his footage, I hope he's able to get his footage from practice, his spring games, whatever, so that his recruitment may see a slight bit of uptick. But you have Coastal Carolina and Miami of Ohio. That's a lower level D1, but that may be where you need to go if you didn't appear in any games on the 1-11 team. You need to probably go ahead and lock one of them spots down, man, because I've seen it where kids wait and then they try to commit at the last minute, but these schools already knew they were the last option. They done picked up another or a few more pieces at the position you play, and they don't want you no more, so the offer is gone. So that would be my advice to him, and I hope he takes heed to that. Coach Prime is gonna he's looking to make this thing like a Alabama, Ohio State, Georgia, in a few years. LSU, all of the top programs, he's looking to be that in a few years. So there was no need for anyone, and if he didn't specifically go to you after he got hired and said he wanted you there, you should have been running out that door. He shouldn't have had enough players to practice with at first, to be honest with you. So I feel like after he put that out, he blasted that out there, they should have made the decision then. Waiting through the spring game isn't ideal. But I will say the kids that performed great and then they transferred, they're going to get all the offers because it was on ESPN. The guys that play extremely well that transferred out, yeah, that's perfect. Now let's go. Let's get all the offers we want. We showed out on the spring game on ESPN. So, yeah, it worked to the advantage for some people, but those that weren't getting the playing time or it may be another fit for them somewhere else, they are the ones that's going to suffer. And unfortunately, man, that's the nature of the beast. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, peace.